Hello YouTube, Dom of the Dow here, and today, like I said I was going to, I'm bringing you the guys that video about how For Honor should have been created, how it should have developed, how it should have evolved. I thought this was kind of a fun mental exercise, fun to think about, fun to figure out, and so I'm also going to compare my observations of how it should have turned out to the present game. So let's get started. So to begin with this video, I really wanted to break down how, like, from the very beginning, they came up with the idea that they wanted to have this in-depth fighting system, 3D, like a 3D, 2D fighter kind of with combos and chains and all that stuff, and with the block system as well. So you have that to start with. Now here's where I think they should have gone from it. They needed to make a couple different types of heroes, a couple different types of fighting styles, then pair those up against each other to see how they do before they actually go into making all these different heroes. I feel like they didn't do that. I feel like it's really obvious that they just created a whole bunch of heroes with their own movesets and everything, and then just kind of did whatever happened. If something was OP, they kind of took it out or whatever. They didn't do something in which all characters could deal with it. So let's get started on this. First, I wanted to talk about defensive. So obviously you're going to have a defensive and offensive character to start. I think those are the main two starting points. Of course, this is going to evolve to become more complex as well. The defensive is going to have 2 attack combos. I think you guys know why. I mean, it's a defender, right? Does have parry punishes. The defensive character will also have a full block stance, but the full block stance can only be initiated when dashing back, kind of like Valkyrie. So it's a Valkyrie full block stance essentially. And then they would all have something similar to Warlord of when they get hit, they have a light attack that comes afterward, or just a light attack that comes afterward, or a heavy to start the mix-ups. And they would have a quicker block than all the other characters. I think that's very important that they would have a quicker block, obviously, because they're defensive characters. And I think all these characteristics fit defensive characters very, very well. So now let's get into offensive. Offensive would have 4 attack combos and unblockable that they can go to at will. So kind of like Raider, where they can just go into it whenever they want. But it would have to be slower, take up a lot of stamina in order to make it balanced. Now, they would also have a slower block, so when they changed block directions, it would be a little bit slower because their offensive characters, their defense isn't going to be that great. They would be very mix-up heavy. I really thought of Raider when I was doing this. So they would have their heavies that they can cancel into the top, or just a lot of cancels that way. And I thought this would be kind of interesting. What about feint chains? What about chains that can only be initiated by a feint? I thought this was a really cool idea. So they come in with the heavy, they feint it, and then they can go immediately into the light, and it's an actual chain. I thought that would be pretty cool. Not something that's currently in the game, but I thought that would be a good idea. So, also with these two characters, the defensive character would have a higher stamina pool because they're like a tank, right? They're not throwing out a lot of attacks, they're taking a lot of damage. They're the ones that are sitting back and being conservative, so they need to have more stamina. Just for reference points, not necessarily what I think should be in the game, but just something I thought would be a good starting point is that defensive characters have 100 points of stamina, and the offensive characters have 50 points of stamina, so they can't attack you all day long. Now, their Vanguard heroes would be kind of like the middle ground. They would take pieces of both, and they would kind of be like hybrids between them. Now, the one thing that all the Vanguard should have in common is 3 attack combos. They should have an unblockable that can be initiated as a chain finisher, kind of like Kensei. And then they should either have a parry punish or a faster block. They have to sacrifice one of those. Now, remember, this is just a starting point. So how would this evolve in the game? Once you add more features, you add more characters, you would have to add other things that every other character can do something with, right? You can't just make it to where everyone's turtling, so you throw in one character to throw the whole defensive meta off. You can't do that. So now I'm going, on that note, I think it's a good idea to transition to the current state of the game, how the game plays out right now. And I think that my way is pretty balanced. I think that's pretty balanced. Of course, it's very simple. Of course, it has to be in order to start out, and then it would kind of build upon there, get more advanced as it goes on. Now, let's compare this to the current state of the game. You have characters like Centurion. I know we're all going to talk shit about Centurion forever, and I'm going to do a little bit right now. So he's got too many offensive options. You don't have any way to deal with him, really. He's got mix-ups. He's got too many unblockables. He even has a parry punish. Like, why would you give this guy that's complete offense a defensive move? That doesn't make any sense. He does have a smaller health pool, but sometimes it doesn't even seem like it matters because he can take you out with full health. When you have full health, if he has like 1 bar left, if he's like, he can just take you out in one combo. Now, also Lawbringer. Look at Lawbringer. What's up with him? Is he a defensive character or an offensive character? I understand his offense is very it's pretty slow sometimes, but he's got a ton of parry options. He has a shove, which gives him a free light. He gets a free heavy and shove off a guard break. What's up with him? He seems to be all over the place. It's like they're hesitating to make him an offensive character, but they're also giving him all these defensive options. It just doesn't really make any sense. Now, also look at characters like Valkyrie. I mean, Valkyrie has a deflect. She has a full block stance, but she also has a ton of mix-ups and unblockables. Why? I'm confused. I understand maybe throwing a curveball every once in a while and having a defensive character that does have an unblockable or some sort of offensive move that is deadly, but you have to do something about it. You have to make it predictable. You have to make it slow. You have to make it take up a lot of stamina. Something to make it not OP. And I feel like the game is in a state right now where almost every character is OP, and the only ones that are balanced, and the ones that I'm talking about balanced, I'm talking about Kensei, Warlord, Berserker. I guess Berserker, I don't feel like he's balanced. He's just less powerful. Now, you look at every other character in the game, they have something exploitable. They have something OP about them. And instead, when the devs have a problem with the character, they just seem to add a whole bunch of offense. They add a whole bunch of offensive options to other characters or something. They nerf the offense of something else. Have they ever changed the defense? No. How many defensive options do we have? Not many. Look at how many offensive options we have. And defensive options, they just kind of shove under the rug like defense doesn't even matter. Well, they need to start prioritizing defense better in order to save this game. I'm sorry, but right now I get on here, it's about 50-50. Times I'm going to have fun and times I'm not going to have fun. It's about 50-50 right now, and this is how the game should have started. So if they do a game similar to this, or they do a game, a second one of For Honor, then they should follow this model. They should start from something simple and build it up from there. So anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Also to mention, I did get my Scuff controller in. I got the new Scuff Impact. I totally customized it. See, it's got the paddles on the back and everything, adjustable triggers. I love this thing. I think it's amazing. So I'm gonna bring a video tomorrow, Black Ops 3 video, showing some gameplay with this. It's gonna take me a while to get good, so don't be too harsh on that. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you get an update every time I upload a video. Also, drop a like if you like the video. Drop a comment if you want to have a discussion about something or you have an opinion about anything in the video. You can go ahead and you can click on this button to subscribe, and then you can go ahead and click right over here to watch my latest video showing you what's best for you based on this video. So whatever YouTube decides that is, that's the video that's going to be up there. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.